डेटा काय म्हणतं की खरंच इंडियाच्या बाहेर लोक अप्रोच होतात आहे की नाही होत आहे? जर होतात आहे तर कुठल्या कंट्रीमध्ये जास्त आहे
करेक्ट.
आणि जर नसेल होतं तर तुम्ही काय सांगाल त्यांच्यासाठी?
याच्यात पॅनकोचा दुसरं पार्ट येईल.
हा स्पॅन्को प्रिन्सिपल काय आहे तो एकदम सोप्या सिंपल शब्दामध्ये मला वाटते सगळ्यांना तुम्ही सांगावं, कारण त्याच्याने खूप लोकांना हेल्प होईल.
पॅनको हा जे वर्ड आहे दॅट इज द ॲब्रिवेशन ऑफ the business of let's say 50 CR companies. If they put the similar effort in the international market, that will go to increase by 30 to 40% of the business. They can easily turn 80-90 CR worth of business.
बरोबर आहे. बिझनेस कायसाठी सुरू केलेला असतो की मी फ्री झालो पाहिजे, 9 to 5 मला जॉब नाही करायचं, देन द मनी भरपूर पैसा आहे. बट सगळ्या उद्योजकांना हेच आहे की ते एवढे बिझी आहेत सगळ्या गोष्टींमध्ये.
But I've seen the startup who were not even $1 million last year. In a span of 7-8 months, they are in $3.5 million. Challenge असतं mindset to accept that I need an advice. Marathi entrepreneurs, they are having the best of the best product. What they don't get directly is the
नमस्कार. आज आपल्या नवीन पॉडकास्टमध्ये बिझनेसवर बोलू काही यासाठी मी खूप एक्सायटेड आहे आजच्या पॉडकास्टसाठी. कारण मी आज ज्यांना इच्छा आहे की आपला बिझनेस इंटरनॅशनली घेऊन जायचा आहे, इंटरनॅशनली ग्रो करायचा आहे, यांच्या सगळ्यांसाठी आज आपण एका गेस्टना इन्व्हाइट केलेलं आहे. ते माझे मित्र म्हणता येईल, बट ते माझे एक माझ्या बिझनेसचे बिझनेस कन्सल्टंट आहेत. ते आम्हाला हेल्प करतात आहे की इंडियाच्या बाहेर आपला हा लीड टू सेल बिझनेस कसा ग्रो केला जाऊ शकतो. मग मी म्हणलं की सर, आम्ही तर ऐकतोच आहे, बट आपण अजून काही लोकांना ऐकूयात की ज्यांना इच्छा आहे की हा बिझनेस कसा ग्रो केला जाऊ शकतो इंडियाच्या बाहेर. सो या पॉडकास्टमध्ये मी आज इन्व्हाइट केले अनंत दिग्रस्कर सरांना. अनंत दिग्रस्कर सर इंटरनॅशनल बिझनेस अँड स्ट्रॅटेजिक कन्सल्टंट आहेत, जे बिझनेसला हेल्प करतात इंडियाच्या बाहेर ग्रो करण्यासाठी, इंडियाच्या बाहेर तुम्हाला जिथे जिथे एक्सपान्शन करायचं असेल त्यासाठी. सो आज आपण त्यांच्याकडनंच ऐकूयात आणि ते सांगतील आपल्याला की कुठल्या कुठल्या वेने आपण पुढे जाऊ शकतो. सो आपण आपल्या आजच्या या बिझनेसवर बोलू काहीला इन्व्हाइट करूया आनंद दिग्रस्कर सरांना. सर, थँक्यू सो मच फॉर तुम्ही आज या पॉडकास्टसाठी आलात. आपलं बरंच डिस्कशन होतं, बऱ्याच गोष्टी आपण डिस्कस करतोय, बट आज तुम्हाला इथं आणण्याचं कारण हेच आहे की मला असं वाटतं की भरपूर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आहेत इंडियाच्या बाहेर बिझनेस ग्रो करण्याचा. इंडियामध्ये तर करतातच हे लोक. सो तुमचं प्लीज इंट्रोडक्शन द्या आणि तुम्ही कसं हेल्प करताय लोकांना आणि तुमची काय स्टोरी आहे, प्लीज यू कॅन शेअर.
Thank you, Siddhant. Thanks for inviting me out here. He's a very young and dynamic business entrepreneur. I always give example of Siddhant, how the things started for him. I'm so happy for him.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Dr. Anant Digraskar. I have completed my MBA in systems and doctorate in management systems. During my journey with JHIT in 2001 to 2007, I got associated with a lot of organization from Pune, where is ITI, MKCL, Midcon, and during that period I also associated with a lot of MCA, MCM students for their final year projects. These students are from DY Patil, IBMR, Indira College, MIT College, ICFI Business School, ICFI Institutes. So, and many more like that. So that was the journey in 2007. But 2021, the journey started in the international scenario. That 15 years of journey had changed the thought process of journey, which I like to discuss during this sessions. And in that period, I worked with various multinational companies in the capacity of CEO, Vice President, and the board members. In that, we have changed the business dynamics in the international scenario from $2 million to $2 billion companies. So that's the business volume which we brought in the table from the discussion today. And there's a lot of other process which we have worked over there in terms of sector-wise building, whether it is a technology setup, institute setup, fintech setup, the other banking organization, BPO setup, ITS setup, data center setup. So there are a lot of technological setup which we have done during this association. But this journey is not only about the technology setup. We want to talk about more international things on the non-IT parameters also, whether it is coming from the EV perspective or it comes from automobile manufacturing and other non-IT companies in Pune and Maharashtra and India. We'll talk on more on this respectively.
राईट. सो आपण सक्सेस स्टोरीज पण घेऊयात आणि बिझनेसला कसं हेल्प केलं तुम्ही आणि ज्यामुळे बिझनेस तिकडे इस्टॅब्लिश होऊ शकले. त्यानंतर कुठल्या टाईपच्या बिझनेसेसला आपण हेल्प केलेली आहे, सो त्याच्यावरती पण येऊयात, जेणेकरून लोकांना रेफरन्स मिळेल की आपण कशा पद्धतीने तुमच्याशी कनेक्ट केला जाऊ शकतो. मी जसं म्हणलं होतं की आपण जेवढे डिस्कशन्स किंवा जेवढ्या आपल्या मीटिंग्स झाल्या तर त्याच्यामध्ये एक नेहमी तुम्ही लोकांना शेअर करता, दॅट इज अ स्पॅन्को. हा स्पॅन्को प्रिन्सिपल काय आहे तो एकदम सोप्या सिंपल शब्दामध्ये मला वाटते सगळ्यांना तुम्ही सांगावं, कारण त्याच्याने खूप लोकांना हेल्प होईल.
करेक्ट. स्पॅन्को हा जे वर्ड आहे दॅट इज द ॲब्रिवेशन ऑफ SPANCO. We talk about strategic, we talk about partnership, we talk about adaptability, we talk about networking, we talk about communication, we talk about opportunities.
Right.
So this is the SPANCO from the international business aspect. But the dual aspect of the SPANCO from the business perspective when you talk about is your suspect lead, prospect lead, approach, negotiation,
Yes.
closure approach and order.
Yes.
So this is the approach of SPANCO for the international business expansion and the SPANCO for the sales process. So
sales
this
process.
dual process when we adopt in the strategy of any organization,
Okay.
it helps you to market penetration
Mhm.
and also the organizational growth. So this is what the SPANCO brings on the table. कारण की प्रत्येक कंपनीला when they want to go overseas, what is required first of all, they should know whether this particular market is there for their product or not.
ओके. या प्रिन्सिपलमुळे मी थोडंसं इंटरव्ह्यू करतो तुम्हाला. या प्रिन्सिपलमुळे तुम्हाला हे डिफरन्शिएटर गोष्टी करता येतील की जसं तुम्ही म्हणालात की मार्केट आहे की नाही आहे, तो ह्या प्रिन्सिपलमुळे आपल्याला क्लिअरिटी.
करेक्ट. कारण की स्ट्रॅटेजी आपण जे म्हणतो त्याच्यात आपण आयडेंटिफाय करतो मार्केट रिसर्च. अंडर स्ट्रॅटेजी देर आर सबसेट ऑफ स्ट्रॅटेजी दॅट इज मार्केट रिसर्च. द फर्स्ट स्टेप ऑफ एनी ऑफ द ऑर्गनायझेशन इज द मार्केट रिसर्च.
राईट.
If you are talking about AI to be pushed over in Africa, Middle East or Europe or any country, first of all you need to identify whether you have that market for that. The market research is important for that thing. Then after doing the market research, then you talk about the partnership, whether you want to go from the engagement model, you want to go from the partnership, whether you want to set up the company there or you want to identify the channel partner business over there.
Right.
So like this you go for adaptability, means you have to check out whether how well you can relate with your product to in that part of the world, because which country you want to go with. Because before identifying, it's very important that you check your SPANCO. Otherwise what will happen, if you take decision on your impulse, the chances of success is limited. So you need to go properly over there, and then we have some roadmap design over there, and that's why we help our as fellow companies from India,
right,
those who want to explore, so that they don't get into the wrong channel.
Exactly.
And their success rates are higher. So that was our experience, and that is what I feel, that if you adopt SPANCO on both the things, it gives the dual benefits.
Approach आणि बेनिफिट्स.
करेक्ट.
ओके. सो जेव्हा तुम्ही बिझनेसेसला हेल्प करता या आणि सो खूप वेळा तुम्ही आता जसं इंडियामध्ये आपण जेव्हा काम करतोय, तुम्ही इंडियाभर महाराष्ट्रामध्ये इंडियामध्ये भरपूर ठिकाणी तुम्ही भरपूर लोकेशन्सला काम करताय. सो आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स असं काही अप्रोच आलेला आहे क्लायंटचा किंवा तुमचा की तुम्ही तिकडे वी आर जस्ट की
करेक्ट
वेगळाच थॉट होता ते करण्याच्या मागे?
In last 25 years, that's a tagline I got, that I always been out of the box thinker. So in short, I'll just give three small stories. In 2007, there was one very high-end training called CWLAT,
Okay.
Cisco Wireless LAN Advanced Topic.
Okay.
In those training, people used to go outside the country to get the training, and because the lab is required.
Okay.
And that as I mentioned, that I went to a place where to set up a training institute there.
हे इन्स्टिट्यूटच असायचं की वेगळं?
It's institute, sir.
ठीक आहे.
Institute. So मी काय सांगितलं तिकडे की then we set up the lab. We got rented those equipment from India to that country, and we set up I got the expert trainer from India, set up the lab there, and we executed that training for the complete 7 to 8 bankers attended that training.
Okay.
And that training went in a very big success because the cost for the client was almost reduced by 1/10. Otherwise, people travel from one country to other country to get those training. So that is where the one aspect. And the second, also the company which I was consulting in 2011 for a call center business for Airtel. So till that time, that company was predominantly on the training. I convinced the board that we have all the respective parameter of doing it. So let me convince the stakeholder from Tech Mahindra over there. They came here to want to set up in Nigeria. So they'd shown the faith on me, and then we executed one of the largest BPO during that period in Nigeria for Tech Mahindra for Airtel projects.
Wow.
So this is a second, and the third, I was working with a bigger around $2 billion group company. When I was working over there, they have a presence almost in 40 countries. So till that time, we were doing a BPO services in technical terms to a telecom company. Then I says, let's start the fintech or for the banks also for them. I convinced the board that yes, we have all the technical thing, only need is a subject expert.
Right.
So we got a subject expert. I sat with him for a couple of months, explained him over there. And after that, the banks also started giving us the business of that one. So now that company, after that, they were having all the leading telecom in the region is their client. All the leading banks are their client. All the leading insurance companies. So all the BFSI sector become their client. So this is a 3 out of the box approach example I suggest share with you.
सो इंटरनॅशनली जेव्हा तुम्ही या लोकांना ज्या कंपनीजना हेल्प केलं, सो मला सिम्पलसा प्रश्न आहे की कोणत्या बिझनेसेसला इंडियाच्या बाहेर अपॉर्च्युनिटी आहेत? फर्स्ट, त्यांचा फर्स्ट अप्रोच काय असला पाहिजे? लाईक अ स्पॅन्को आपण डिस्कशन केलं, बट कोणत्या कंपनीने पहिले विचार केला पाहिजे? अपॉर्च्युनिटी कोणत्या कंपनीजना बाहेर आहेत आणि तिथेपर्यंत जाण्यासाठी त्यांनी काय काय गोष्टी करायला हव्या? सो वन बाय वन आपण घेऊ शकतो की इंटरनॅशनल बिझनेस करण्यासाठी स्कोप कुठल्या इंडस्ट्री सेक्टर्सना आहे.
करेक्ट.
आपण तिथून स्टार्ट करू.
करेक्ट. तर आता टिल 2024 लास्ट इयर I was predominantly consulting the companies who are technical or technology driven sectors. But when I approached with few of them last year, I find out that yes, there is a lot of things which we can do it for the non-IT companies also.
Okay.
So then I started doing my research and we have fixed up the region Africa and Middle East because of the region which is very close to my heart.
Okay.
So I started with that region for non-ITs. Then I find out that there's a lot of scope is for manufacturing companies, then solar, EV, automobile, pharma industry, and the medical equipment companies. So this having a huge scope, huge scope in that part of the world.
Okay.
And then they started discussing this, since I was knowing lot of chamber of commerce in those respective country. I have a good connection with the Indian high commissioners in those countries. So I find out that when I had a word with them, they says we are open for the Indian companies to come and have a discussion. So I started interacting with few Indian associated organizations who are on this regard, and this can give a very good platform for all our sector company because the market is available there. So it is important, like if you want to go as an example of a solar company, EV for electric vehicle, which we talk about, it's a huge strength in India. So there is a market in East Africa, you say, or West Africa, you say. So there's a huge demand for those type of things. So government is ready to support. So whenever we adopt any of the strategy, we try to see where the African Development Bank is focusing, where the World Bank focus is going on, and where the government vision. When we talk about the Middle East approach, we talk about the vision of 2030, we talk about the Saudi vision of 2031, we talk about the East African vision of 2028. So every government comes with their vision, and since I got the privilege to work directly with them in the past, and I have a good business ecosystem. So this type of thing is very important to know before you take up your product in the international country.
ओके. सो मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग सेक्टर्सना पण भरपूर सगळे अपॉर्च्युनिटी आहेत. सो मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग असेल किंवा नॉन आय टी कंपनीज, नॉन आय टी इंडस्ट्रीज जे सेक्टर आहेत, सो मी जसं त्याच्यासोबतचाच एक क्वेश्चन होता माझा की कुठल्या गोष्टींची काळजी घेणं गरजेचं आहे जर इंडियाच्या बाहेर बिझनेस करायचा असेल तर? काय अशा मेजर गोष्टी आहेत, ज्या 2-3 गोष्टी मेजर असू शकतात ज्याच्यावरती आपण डे 1 पासून काम करायला हवं? सो अशा काही गोष्टी आहेत का? कारण मे बी डॉक्युमेंटेड गोष्टी असू शकतात किंवा आपण विजन आहे का नाही आहे इंडियाच्या बाहेर जायचं, याच्यावरती आपण नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चनवरती येऊया. बट त्यासाठी बेसिक गोष्टी काय लक्षात ठेवायला हव्या?
करेक्ट. द फर्स्ट थिंग इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट टू हॅव कॉन्फिडन्स ऑन युअर प्रोडक्ट. You should be, I always use the word that whatever the product you are offering, you should be mastery of your product. You should not be just a distributor or reseller of that product.
Right.
If that product is confident about your product, then you feel about the next one is the market research. And for that you need a right partner who can take you to those regions. This can be your direct employee in that country, or it can be a consultant taking you to those regions, because it's very important to know about that region. Market research is one of the key aspects, not from the Google.
Okay.
And because most of the time information we take it from the social media,
Right.
is authentication of those information is not the recent one. So when you want to see that, you should travel to those regions first, identify the right guys, identify what is the scope of your product,
Right.
and then whether that product having the market over there, whether you are not challenging their climate, you are not challenging their belief. So those are the certain things are very important from a company's product perspective, what you are promoting, what you are taking to those regions, and that market is available or not. And whether this is the current time to approach or not. For example, if you want to take any product in the country where it is unstable, so it will be a disaster decision to take it over there.
Right.
So you should be very well aware when you are aware of the market. And most of the time when I find out, which I felt in a few meetings in India, we are not kept ourselves aware about the other international location apart from US and UK where the market is available. So
Right.
time had come that people should start seeing to other European country, African country, Middle East region, Saudi as things, and some aspect of Australia, Singapore, like those places where a lot of things are happening, and a lot of tie-ups are happening.
Right.
But due to some lack of information coming to our country, we are not habitual, and because we don't have the ease of doing the business in those, because we are not aware what that country can bring on the table to us.
Okay.
So want our the companies from India to ensure that they reach to the right country
Audience,
and right audience, and then they should feel that my product have the right market over there.
राईट. सो याचा असं तर पार्ट नसेल ना की आता इंडियाच्या बाहेर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी पण आहेत आणि इंडियातले प्रोडक्ट इंडियाच्या बाहेर विकावेत अशी सगळ्यांची अपेक्षा तर असते. बट डेटा काय म्हणतं, खरंच अपेक्षा आहे, खरंच लोक करतात आहे तेवढ्या लेवलला? कारण तुम्ही ऑलरेडी या सेक्टरमध्ये काम करताय की डेटा काय म्हणतं की खरंच इंडियाच्या बाहेर लोक अप्रोच होतात आहे की नाही होतात आहे? जर होतात आहे तर कुठल्या कंट्रीमध्ये जास्त आहे, आणि जर नसेल होतं तर तुम्ही काय सांगाल त्यांच्यासाठी?
याच्यात स्पॅन्कोचा दुसरं पार्ट येईल.
राईट.
ॲज यू सेड, स्पॅन्को, द फर्स्ट स्पॅन्कोचा S here stands for suspect lead.
राईट.
If you Google it or you get from any of the sources, you will get enormous leads. Okay, so that are I called as a suspect leads.
Right.
So there is a process where you need to filter those things from suspect to prospect leads.
Right.
And that is where you can identify whether that particular client is having. So I'll quote an example out here. For example, one of the banks had came with information I got from the sources that they want to set up their call center.
Okay.
Okay, so I got source from it, but they want to set up the call center in next 5 years. They want to set up so this is a lead, suspect lead, but it is not closing in this year. So I look for those leads which will help me to close this year. So otherwise what will happen, my lead to conversion, I spend most of my time follow up, but later come to know that the budget is not allocated for this year.
Right.
So with our ecosystem, we identify that this particular
Prospect.
lead is
Prospective.
they have put into the budget for this year, and so then you know what is the budget they have allocated, and then you start chasing up on those leads.
Right.
So this type of right information is required for most of the company to find, and those type of leads business are happening enormous.
Right.
Because if you talk about the business of, let's say, 50 CR a company is doing, if they put the similar effort in the international market, that will go to increase by 30 to 40% of the business. They can easily turn 80-90 CR worth of business.
बरोबर आहे.
I'm being very conservative in telling this figure, but I've seen the startup who were not even $1 million last year. In a span of 7-8 months, they are in $3.5 million. So that's a growth with the international business can give it to you.
Okay.
It's all about the quality. We need to ensure one thing. You need to know what exactly the right price of your product. Please don't come down in negotiation, because the lower the margin, the poorer the quality delivery. So we should give a right price of our product, and we should able to give quality delivery over there. Don't say yes for all the product which you are talking about. Wherever you can say that this require this type of thing, immediately raise a question over there, because international audience is a very matured audience, and they are ready to spend money but for the right quality product.
Right.
So they are more quality cautious, and that's where we have to bring the brand of India up on that regard.
खूप वेळा लोक ऐकतात की सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड आणि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, अजून त्याला अजून एक आहे एंटरप्राइज, इंडिव्हिज्युअल वर्सेस एंटरप्राइज. ठीक आहे. जसं तुम्ही आत्ता पण म्हणलात की एंटरप्रेन्योर किंवा उद्योजक ना ऑपरेशन्समध्ये खूप इन्व्हॉल्व आहे आजकाल. असे भरपूर कोचेस पण सांगतात आहे, बट ते ऑपरेशन्समध्ये का इन्व्हॉल्व आहेत याची पण एक वेगळी स्टोरी आहे. कारण मे बी लॅक ऑफ मनी, किंवा त्यांना विश्वास कमी जास्त होतो जेव्हा टीमला काम सोपवायचं.
करेक्ट.
त्यानंतर विजन आहे मोठं, बट ते विजन आहे का जस्ट एक्सपेक्टेशन आहे की मी मोठं काहीतरी बिझनेस करू शकतो.
करेक्ट.
सो या सगळ्यामध्ये खूप वेळा ऑपरेशन्समध्ये कधीच उद्योजकाला असं वाटतं ना, मला तर दिसलं नाही की तो काय म्हणतात वेळ वेस्ट करतोय किंवा त्याने तिकडे लक्षच नाही दिलं पाहिजे. तर त्याचं इंटेन्शन आहे एकदम क्लिअर आहे की माझी कंपनी बेस्ट दिसली पाहिजे, चांगली चालली पाहिजे, माझी सर्व्हिस चांगली चालली पाहिजे. मला वाटतं त्यामुळे खूप सगळे उद्योजक जे आहेत ते ऑपरेशन्समध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व आहेत.
करेक्ट.
सो हा माझा एक थॉट आहे त्याच्यावरती, आणि माझं डेटा पण जेवढ्या लोकांना मी डिस्कशन करतो तर मान्य आहे की एका उद्योजकाने बिझनेस स्केल कसा होईल, पैसा कसा जास्त येईल आणि स्ट्रॅटेजिकली फोकस असला पाहिजे.
करेक्ट.
हे एक आहे. बट हा कुठेतरी चॅलेंज आहे का? आणि इंडिव्हिज्युअल आणि एंटरप्राइज किंवा सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड आणि एंटरप्रिनरशिप, तर यातला फरक सांगा, म्हणजे आम्हाला अजून जास्त चांगल्या पद्धतीने कळेल लोकांना.
Perfect. Self-employed and versus entrepreneur. This is the question I read it. Okay. तर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉईड काय असतं की आपलं जे माइंडसेट आपण जे बिल्डअप करतो, फ्रॉम द बेस्ट वॉट वी नो, इफ आय वॉन्ट टू स्टार्ट अ वेबसाईट कंपनी. ओके. सो I am the master in website development, designing and software things. So I'm the specialized in the domain. So when I form a company, when I have the team members start growing from, first I start with 5 members, 10 members, 15 members, 50 members. Still I remain self-employed because most of the time I involved in the technology part and keep on interfering on my teams when I want to work on the technology improvisation approach. Okay. Because I want everybody to be specialized like I am. So that is what is the belief of the self-employed guys. He's specialized, so all the 50 employees should be specialized in that domain. So that is where over expectation and lack of trust. Right. So this is always being a bottleneck of the self-employed entrepreneurs. Right. He's never in a satisfied zone. He always look for the skill will matrix.
Okay.
And he always try to see who is my best employee. So throughout his career it's tough for him to get, because he is the best employee of the organization. So what he should start thinking that I'm the best of thing. So he started building up the system against the sales process. So in spite of that, he can build a SOP and The SOP is sales optimizing process, so that can be handled by the team if the similar type of inquiry coming. But as a technical guy, I'm involved in that. I'm involved in HR. I'm involved in their matrix analysis. So I involving more on the operational activity.
Right.
But when you talk about the entrepreneur, you talked about the company from the larger perspective. You talk on the strategy, you talk about the expansion, you talk about the market penetration, you discuss
Data.
about the more data involvement, penetration in the market, what is required. Then you start growing up from the strategy board, growing your LLP company to private limited. Then you're going one step up over there. Then you talk about registering yourself in the Gartner things or international recognition. So you start thinking from the entrepreneur person, but that is where it's lacking. In the entrepreneur, he involved in more on an OPEX activity. Rather, the study says that 90% of the self-employed are involved in the operational activities.
Okay.
And 10% on the business things. So this should be other way around.
Right.
So 10% on the operational activity, set up the process, and 90% on the business top line process.
Okay.
It's not that you're overlooking the business. There are systems available. If you use technology properly, then you can achieve the thing. I'll just give an example, very raw example. आजकाल आपलं CCTVs प्रत्येक फॅक्टरीच्या बाहेर पण लावतो. IP कॅमेराज असतात. And you can check from your mobile every time if you start going and checking whether your security guy is there or not. And again checking on your phone. Anytime you can check your factories under the secured things. So you're using technology to safeguard yourself. Similarly, for the sales process, you have the CRM available.
Right.
You don't have to be in one location. That's why you can handle multiple location.
Geolocation tracking.
In country or outside the country.
Right.
So similarly, sales can be optimized over there. I can check what my call center team is handling up in East Africa about it. At my free time, I can check the quality of the calls over there.
Right.
And if your sales CRM is in process, so you can easily handle the sales process is properly followed or not.
Right.
So you don't have to involved in every micro level approach as a business owner, a business entrepreneur. Then you should talk about growing up your mindset. It's all about getting more feedback. You should talk about the dashboard. As a business owner, 30 minutes dashboard is sufficient for you, and 30 minutes dashboard close of the day.
Right.
So that much involvement of a business entrepreneur is required in any organization.
Right.
But it's happening the other way around. And then the potential of the product is not getting what you should get it.
Right.
So हे माझा observation आहे. And mostly आपले महाराष्ट्राचे entrepreneurs are, I will suggest them to really think they have the potential over there, because I have a data to say that, because before starting this company, I interacted with almost not less than 200 companies from Maharashtra and India.
Okay.
So when I interacted with them, I find out that this is the things which was lacking. And then based on the international experience, what the international entrepreneur thinks, we need to start thinking from that ground. They are not technically specialized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So तिथे ना अजून एक पण चॅलेंज आहे सर, म्हणजे की खूप वेळा उद्योजकांना कधी आपण ऑपरेशन्समधनं बाहेर पडूयात. जसं तुम्ही म्हणलात की 90% ऑपरेशन्समध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व आहेत आणि 10% बिझनेस एक्सपान्शन आणि ग्रोथवरती आहेत. तुम्ही म्हणालात की हे उलटं असलं पाहिजे ॲक्च्युली. तुम्ही बिझनेस एक्सपान्शनवरती तुम्ही 90% आणि 10% ऑपरेशनवरती लक्ष ठेवलं पाहिजे. त्यासाठी ते डॅशबोर्ड वगैरे बनवायचे तुम्ही ते सांगितलं. बट मला असं वाटतं की तिथे अजून एक लॅकिंग काय आहे की खूप वेळा एखाद्या उद्योजकाला लक्षातच येत नाही की आपण कुठल्या मुवमेंटला, एक दिवस येईल ज्या दिवशी मी काहीच काम करणार नाही. बिझनेस काय सुरू केलेला असतो की मी फ्री झालो पाहिजे, 9 to 5 मला जॉब नाही करायचा किंवा 9 to 5 मला कशामध्ये अडकून नाही राहायचं. बिझनेस यासाठी सुरू करतात. देन द मनी, की भरपूर पैसा आहे. बट सगळ्या उद्योजकांना हेच ऐकतो की ते एवढे बिझी आहेत सगळ्या गोष्टींमध्ये. तर मला असं वाटतं की तिथे एकतर मला मुवमेंटच लक्षात येत नाही की आपल्याला बाहेर पडायचं आहे आता ऑपरेशन्समध्ये. तर असं काही आहे का की या मुवमेंटला किंवा एवढा बिझनेस झाला किंवा या मुवमेंटला तुम्ही ऑपरेशन्समधनं बाहेर पडले पाहिजे आणि यू सेटअप द SOPs. SOP बद्दल पण सांगितलात. सो मला त्याच्या पुढे की कधी थांबलं पाहिजे, सर्व्हिसमधनं तुम्ही ऑपरेशन्समधनं कधी बाहेर पडायला पाहिजे, कुठल्या स्टेजला बिझनेसच्या. दुसरा आहे स्किल विलचा काय गेम आहे हा, थोडंसं एलॅबरेट करा, स्किल विल काय आहे.
तुमच्या प्रश्नमध्येच तुम्ही आन्सर दिलेले आहे.
येस.
कारण की एम्प्लॉई जे 9 to 5चा अप्रोच जो ठेवलोय आपण, सो एम्प्लॉई माइंडसेट इज लाईक दॅट द बिझनेस शुड रन इवन दो यू आर आउट ऑफ द कंट्री.
एक्झॅक्टली.
तुम्ही वेकेशनसाठी गेलं तर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉईड अप्रोचमध्ये काय असतं, बिझनेस ग्रोथ बसून जाते.
बरोबर.
देन यू नीड टू थिंक द बिझनेस शुड ग्रो. इफ यू सेटअप अ सिस्टम, प्रॉपर सिस्टम सेटअप केलं, बिझनेस विल रन in your absence also. And too much of checking up the things also sometimes is a disaster in the business. So you should start trusting up your team. You need to prepare your team 1, team 2, team 3, and you'll find out that. And then what happen in the sales, I find out that always why every time the business owner want to keep a signing authority on the proposal also,
right? Because
he feel that the lead can go off and the team is not going. But there is a process how you can handle it. I'll quote an example of one of a very leading company is established in India, one of the biggest CRM based company set up in almost now they are present in almost like 4 to 5 countries, and in India they have a branches. So when I went to meet the MD of that company, I saw there's a queue outside his cabin, and he says, I said, what exactly this queue is all about? So they're just waiting to sign on the proposal so that they share the client. I said, all these are critical proposals. I said, no, it's a standard proposal. I said, if you now you are feeling privileged that if the guys are coming and getting signed on the proposal, this because you are the boss of the company.
Exactly.
And now what you can do, you can say that, okay, fine, if my hardware deal is having a 25% margin and the software deal is 45% margin, if it is above that, don't come for my signature. You can share the proposal. If it needs an exceptional approval, so he implemented that thing, so his time is reduced by 90% time. So 10% he had done the exceptional, his business grows from 35 CR to 175 CR.
Wow.
Okay, his business grown to that respective level, and then he got, because that additional 90% time which he got it, he was started thinking on business build up.
Right.
So you don't have to show that you are the boss. You are the one, because people know that, because you are the signatory of their checks. So they know it. So why to show that thing? So most of the owners which are there, they still are into a self-employed mode, because they still feel that they should be known for, called for every small activity. But we all have 8 hours in a day. So we need to get the max potential out of that one.
Right.
So we need to start getting away from those operational activity, set up a right people over there, and then you can see the growth of the organization comes.
Right. मी कम्प्लिटली मला असं मी कम्प्लिटली ॲग्री करतो, कारण हा माइंडसेट आहे की उद्योजकांना प्रिव्हिलेज वाटतं की ते सगळ्या कामामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व आहेत. बट त्या प्रिव्हिलेज म्हणजे तुम्ही जसं सांगितलं की सिग्नेचर करणं चेक्सवरती किंवा कोटेशन्सवरती सुद्धा सिग्नेचर अप्रुव्हल करून देणं, प्रत्येक छोट्या छोट्या गोष्टीमध्ये इन्व्हॉल्वमेंट असणं, हे मे बी काही वेळा तुम्हाला प्रिव्हिलेज वाटू शकतं, बट एका उद्योजकासाठी ते तुमच्या बिझनेस ग्रोथसाठी तो प्रॉब्लेमॅटिक ठरू शकतो. एका सर्टन टाईमपर्यंत तुम्ही या गोष्टीमध्ये जाऊ शकता, बट मला असं वाटतं की एक माइंडसेट असला पाहिजे डे 1 पासूनच बिझनेसमध्ये, की मला ह्या प्रत्येक कामासाठी कोणाला तरी असाइन करायचं आहे आणि हे काम माझ्याशिवाय होऊ शकतं. हा माइंडसेट असेल तर आणि तरच मला वाटतं की बिझनेसमध्ये ग्रोथ मिळू शकते, आणि तेव्हाच लोक इंटरनॅशनली ग्रो करायचा विचार करू शकतात. आणि मला वाटतं की ह्याच थॉट प्रोसेस जो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉईड आहे आणि जो एंटरप्रेन्युअरशिप माइंडसेट जो आहे, हा पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह आहे.
करेक्ट.
आणि तो तुम्हाला लक्षात यायला पाहिजे की आपण कुठल्या मोमेंटला कधी आहोत. तर जेव्हा या लोकांना इस्टॅब्लिश करण्यासाठी किंवा कन्सल्ट करताय, तर तुम्हाला मेजर कुठला बेस्ट माइंडसेट वाटतो की ज्या लोकांना खूप ह्यूज सक्सेस मिळतं इंटरनॅशनली बिझनेसेसमध्ये सुद्धा, त्यांचा माइंडसेट काय आहे हे आपण मला वाटतं की सांगावं.
2-3 सक्सेस स्टोरीज आम्हाला जे मिळाले, आय विल शेअर दॅट वन. फर्स्ट इज मी पहिले चॅलेंज सांगतो, जे चॅलेंज असतं माइंडसेटमध्ये, चॅलेंज आहे टू ॲक्सेप्ट दॅट आय नीड अन ॲडवाईस.
Okay.
Because I had spent 25, 30, 35, 40 years in my doing the business, and I have doing a business of between 550 to 200 CR worth of business. Or I'm talking about from the EBITDA perspective. So that business you are doing, you feel that I know everything. So when it comes to international business, first of all, you are not aware of that country. So you starting the thing from zero, as early in 2000 you have started your business. So you should know that when I want to enter to a new country, everything has to start afresh. But you don't have another 25 years to grow where you are. So you need to get a right set of people who can help you to grow over there. And first of all, acceptance is important, that I need somebody to guide me. I don't should not take as them as a competitor. They are complementer for my business. And later you find out that with your knowledge and with your experience, the consultant will help you to grow to that level.
Right.
So you can get the best value for your money.
Yes.
So that is the way you should take the international. And every companies, because market is available. Recently, if you see, few of the chief minister from our country, I have never seen in the past. CM went to abroad and discussed with the business forum over there to generate development of their state, to get business from that place. So now, when state leader is moving to that place to show that he can generate more revenue, more employment for these people, he can bring those data center in the country, they can get technical people serving over there. So this is when that politically these things have started.
Right.
So business people has to take the advantage of this scenario. Market is available. Only thing that you need to expand, and then don't go by just information. You need to deep dive into those things.
Right.
Get into more and also like to say, people attend a lot of international events. They need to prepare. They need to properly prepare what exactly it is required. Why I'm going there, whether I'm having a market there or not. I should spend, if the event is of 2 days, I should plan an event of 7 days.
Right.
So that I can pre and post event, I should able to interact with the prospect and try to get more business opportunity for me. So that is where few things are lacking. If I'm investing 1 lakh rupees, I can easily spend 1.2 lakh rupees. True. But that 0.2 can help you to generate a prospective proposals. So if that happens over there, you can find out that, because every international company over there, they feel about whether you have the pocket size to handle or not. So you show your presence. So you can show your presence by showing up in the branding exercises. You can reach, you can participate, because you have to show your presence in the social media, not only on Facebook or Insta. You need to show yourself in LinkedIn. You have to show in other you need to start showing up on those parameters.
Right.
You need to show about your company's presence. You should have your quality website, not steer 3 to 4 pages static website. So we need to spend on those things, because it's a virtual address.
Right.
Because the more better your website is there, the better your recognition will come. And then you should be supported by multiple international organizations like Gartners and all those people.
Right.
So you should see whichever, because every industry have a different international certification. I'm saying Gartner from the IT perspective. There are multiple various, like in India we have ISO 27001, ISO 9001, 9005. For every international country, they have some brand recognition organization which they trust.
Right.
Even though if you don't have the physical presence in that country, by means of branding through social media and through recognition, you can show that you have physically present over there.
Right. Yeah. That's great. तुम्ही जे इव्हेंटचं सांगितलं की लोक नेटवर्किंग फोरम अटेंड करतात, बट मला हे विचारायचं आहे, आणि तुम्ही खूप बेस्ट स्ट्रॅटेजी दिलात बोलत की तुमचा तो 2 दिवसाचा इव्हेंट नाही आहे, तो कम्प्लीट 7 ते 8 दिवसाचा तुम्ही इव्हेंट प्लॅन केला पाहिजे. सोशल मीडियाला प्रेझेन्स हवा, आणि तो जी लोक अटेंड करणार आहेत तर त्यांना तुम्ही कसे कनेक्ट करू शकता याच्यावरती नक्की तुम्ही विचार करायला हवा. दॅट इज वन स्ट्रॅटेजी टू कनेक्ट इंटरनॅशनल, और कुठल्याही फोरममध्ये तुम्ही गेला तर तुम्हाला कनेक्ट्स भेटतील. तर मला असं विचारायचं की इंटरनॅशनली असं सिम्पल वे काय आहे, विच इज सो सिम्पल, वन ऑफ द वे, की ज्यामुळे तुम्ही इंटरनॅशनल क्लायंटशी कनेक्ट करू शकता, असा काय सिम्पल वे?
करेक्ट. फर्स्ट सिम्पल वे इज दॅट बिफोर यू मेक युअर फर्स्ट विजिट टू दॅट कंट्री. For example, if you want to start any operation in Abu Dhabi, or you want to start in East Africa, Ethiopia, for example. So first of all, you need to know the demographic approach from the market research perspective. You should do a thorough market research and identify whether your product is suited for that market or not.
Right.
That's a step one. Then step two, you should see which are the international event happening in those
Okay.
places.
Okay.
Okay, in those region where you want to establish. And before the event, you should hire a branding exercise team,
Right.
or you should do, if you are having a good organic connects in your social media, then you can start getting appointment before you go there. Set up your pre-appointment over there, and when, if you are a manufacturing companies, go to those places after prior approval from the embassy, take some samples, because some samples are restricted to carry if you don't have the proper. So you carry the samples along with you when you're going for the event, so that the next time when you meet them over there, so immediately you talk business, because he will say, you, because where the things comes, send me your samples immediately, because you are three calls you are doing at one call. To show you physical presence is taking care of multiple things. Then you are sharing some samples with you, and you are already meeting them whether they are, and then you can come along with the orders. I have seen people who just went with the samples,
Right.
and they came with a good order. Because I've seen for a small ticket size company between $20,000 to $25,000 ticket size, and he got the business of $250,000.
Wow.
In one, he just went with small preparation, and he got the business. So that is the, after the market research, you should think about the event which are happening over there, and visit to those places. Not to send your employee if you are a budding company. Try to see and try to visit with two people, one you and one your next guy who is representing that region.
Right.
So what happens then, you will evaluate the market research together with your consultant.
That's
so this is, don't try to save cost there. Here you need to, because here we need to identify our time is more precious than what we are investing over there in money.
Right.
Because if you are going there, the 6-month job can be done in 2 to 3 months time if you decision maker and the business owner goes there.
Right.
So that is what I will suggest, to take the few steps before you
That's great.
start your then you talk about the engagement model.
Right.
You can talk about whether you want to set up the company there, you want to
That is the next stage.
then set up the company, or you want to set up an employee there who will do the market, and then you identify the right channel partner in the business.
Right.
Who can do the front ending over there. So then you can decide. So before taking that step, we need to start doing this first exercise. What I suggested.
खूप छान एक्सरसाइज सांगितलं सर. आणि मला असं वाटतं की, आणि प्रत्येक बिझनेससाठी हेच आहे की प्रत्येक लोकेशन्सना हे इव्हेंट्स होतात, पण एक्झॅक्ट प्रोसिजर तुम्ही आज दिली आहे सगळ्यांना, की मला वाटतं की ते लोक फॉलो करतीलच. आणि ही स्टेप तुम्ही मार्केटिंग, ब्रँडिंग आणि प्रोफाईलबद्दल बोललात की हे सगळं करायचं, तुम्हाला आउटरीच पण करायचं, त्या पर्टिक्युलर लोकेशनला इव्हेंट्स पण बघायचे, तिथे कोण अटेंड करते त्यांना पण तुम्हाला कनेक्शन्स पाठवायचे आहेत. सो किती पर्सनल ब्रँड, यू ॲज अ पर्सनल ब्रँडिंग, त्याला आपण लिंक्डइनवरती तुमचं अकाउंट कसं आहे, ट्विटरवरती, एक्सवरती तुमचं अकाउंट कसं आहे, हे किती मॅटर करतं आणि त्याचा किती इम्पॉर्टन्स आहे पर्सनल ब्रँडिंगच्या या टायमिंगला करणं, हे याबद्दल तुम्ही काय सांगाल? तर तुम्हाला इंटरनॅशनल पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह पण सांगा.
करेक्ट. तुम्ही जेव्हा पण कोणतं प्रोडक्ट मार्केटमध्ये घ्यायला जातात, यू डोंट रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, व्हॉट इट रिमाइंड्स यू. अरे त्या कोणती ॲड होती, then you say, that ad which is of this particular thing, then immediately you buy that particular thing. And then immediately you trust, because you recognized. So in today's scenario, individual had become the brand. Then if that company coming from that does, oh, that guy is connected with me over there, I trust him, I've seen him regularly, his address coming on the LinkedIn, so he's having a recognition in the professional media.
Right.
So immediately the trust comes. The trust factor in the international business is a key.
Wow.
So this the personal branding help you to reach to the right audience across the table.
Wow.
So that is very important.
This is not about the India. This is about the world.
And internationally it happens, because in India they can come to your office, but virtually they cannot reach to your office. So they want to see your website. They want to see how physically international recognitions you are having, and your presence in the global scenario in terms of, and then you keep on doing your events in the social, so that you can reach over there. So you pick up the right audience for your offerings, and then you can start giving up the session.
Wow.
And personal branding is the key in today's scenario.
Yes, sir. So अगेन पर्सनल ब्रँडिंगवरूनच पुढे एक मला क्वेश्चन आठवला की तुम्ही आता महाराष्ट्रामध्ये पण भरपूर लोकांसोबत काम आहे, महाराष्ट्रीयन पीपल म्हणूयात आपण, की त्यांचा म्हणजे तुम्ही पण काही लोकांसोबत काम करताय, त्यांचा कितपत अप्रोच आहे हे करण्यासाठीचा, काय ॲक्च्युअल प्रॉब्लेम फेस करतात ते लोक इंडियाच्या बाहेर काम करण्यासाठी, प्रोडक्ट आणि सर्व्हिस विकण्यासाठी, काय प्रॉब्लेम ते सध्या फेस करतात आहे, आणि जर ट्रेंड आहे का, लोक येतात आहे का, हे पण मला तुम्हाला विचारायचं.
राईट. आय विल से हियर द पीपल हू आर स्टेइंग अँड वर्किंग इन महाराष्ट्र आर महाराष्ट्रीयन ऑन दिस रिगार्ड. सो I have seen a lot of Marathi entrepreneurs. They are having the best of the best product. What they don't get directly is the direct end customer. They get the opportunity through some middleman or some brokers.
Right.
And most of the chunk of the business is lost in the transactions.
Okay.
So you should, as a entrepreneur, if you don't take that small steps, because what you're losing compared to that is very small step. A 100,000 deal coming to 10,000 or $15,000 is a very small compared to what you can spend 5,000 additional to it. You can get directly the client.
Right.
So that is where missing with most of the entrepreneurs out in here. They have the desire to go internationally, but when it comes to process, they always try to be so in a hurry.
Always.
To think about self-employed. They have to start thinking as an entrepreneur. They need to make a proper budgeting. And second thing, budgeting, one of the major things I skipped up in my previous pointers. Budgeting is where most of the self-employed business people are lacking. They hide their past figures. They are not realistic in their approach. That's why they lack in their business expansion models. First of all, you have to true to your business, what exactly is required to build up in the market, and need to build up the respective process. कि मला काय करायला हवं. For that, I need to enter to that market. Not what he's doing, I will do it. No. You don't have, because every product strengths are different.
Right.
First of all, you need to identify your product's capability in the international market.
Right.
Because why I'll say that, because in India, you're already doing good. So only thing you need to do better is by going to the international market. Right. And international market is ready with the opportunity. If you will not reach there directly, somebody else will reach there directly. He'll pass the business to you, and the major chunk, what you can increase your top line by 5 times, you reduce to 40% growth. So sometimes I've met with few of the companies also. They, for the sake of saying that, they say that we are okay with our development, what is happening. So sometimes don't show to the outside world. You need to identify, it's very important for you to grow to, if your product is having the 5x potential, 2x you should not be satisfied.
Right.
You should, it's not greedy, it's hungriness to achieve more. Because you should think about the potential of growing your business top line to 400, 500 CR, which you are having a capability. You should not be satisfied with 50 CR.
Right.
So that is level of growth need to be done with most of the, and some basics need to be corrected. Because when I traveled in 2007 outside India, so that time my experience, knowledge was very good, but process wise certification was lacking. So all the experience of that goes off because certification is not there. So then I started building up. From 2007 till 2021, I grow with more than 150 certification after that. So that's what we understand on the market. So that is very important. Process-wise, you need to identify your certification required for your product in that respective country.
Right.
Then again, everything comes to how prepared you are with your market research. And then once you have a proper thing, SPANCO ready, for your international expansion, and SPANCO for your sales approach. So market growth and market penetration is bound to happen. That's a success story, and that's a proven theories. So we
Right.
are talking about the proven theory with our experience. If you reach to those respective places with this process preparation, it's bound to succeed.
मला वाटते हा फक्त काय म्हणतात आपण 1-2 पॉईंटच नाही, मला वाटतं हे वर्कशॉपसारखं झालेलं आहे की स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम बेसिक गोष्टी तो आपल्याला बिझनेस कसा एक्सपान्शन करता येईल इंडियाच्या बाहेर, इंडियात सुद्धा याच सिस्टम वापरून बिझनेस एक्सपांड केला जाऊ शकतो. सो थँक्यू सो मच फॉर दॅट फर्स्ट. आणि मी सगळ्यांना सांगेल की सरांचा मी डिस्क्रिप्शनमध्ये लिंक्डइन प्रोफाईलची मी लिंक देतो. ज्यांना कोणाला सरांना कनेक्ट करायचं आहे त्यांनी सरांना तिकडून कनेक्ट व्हावं आणि आपला बिझनेस वाढवण्यासाठी सरांची हेल्प घ्यावी. सो मला खूप सगळी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिळाली सर. म्हणजे काय बिझनेस केला जाऊ शकतो, कसा केला जाऊ शकतो, काय प्रोसेस करायला हवी, काय डॉक्युमेंटेशन्स आपण प्लॅन करायला हवे. सो थँक्यू सो मच. बट जायच्या आधी तुम्हाला एक शेवटचं तुम्ही सजेशन किंवा तुमचा थॉट काय द्याल या ऑडियन्सला की जेणेकरून त्यांना इंटरनॅशनली बिझनेस ग्रो करण्यासाठी सेल्फ एम्प्लॉईड टू एंटरप्रेन्योरची जर्नी स्टार्ट करण्यासाठी इज जावं प्लीज.
So I will suggest that first you evaluate your product, then you evaluate the market. For that you need to take any help of any of the consultant. Please take the help of the thing, because every business needs some level of support. So they becomes your support system. And when you want to go to the international market for your business expansion and organization growth or market penetration, it's important to do all the respective analysis of those respective region. And when you do with all the foolproof approach of SPANCO for your business expansion and the sales process, you will find out that your business is growing by 2 to 3 times within a couple of years span of time. So I will suggest whichever organization want to grow internationally, they should follow the SPANCO with complete thorough responsibility. But, yeah.
सो थँक्यू सो मच सर. सो आज आपण डॉक्टर अनंत डिग्रस्कर सरांना आज इथे बोलवलं आणि भरपूर सगळ्या डिस्कशन झाल्यातच आपले. तुम्ही कमेंट्समध्ये कळवाच की तुम्हाला पॉडकास्ट कसा वाटला. आणि थँक्यू सो मच सर आपल्या आजची या सिरीजमध्ये आल्याबद्दल. सो
My pleasure.
तुम्हालाही मजा आली असेल.
Of course.
So
And I will say discussing with the youngsters always give us a new boosting energy to us. Yeah.
थँक्यू सर. थँक्यू सो मच सर.